Good afternoon, everyone. How's everybody holding up out there? We are in about week 3 or 4 of quarantine. I have totally lost count, but that's okay. We are safe. Nobody's sick in my family or among my friends, thank God. But we're all taking the necessary precautions. I haven't, done any takeout or delivery this whole time that I've been home. I'm trying to just do everything here whenever possible. Haven't even been to the grocery store in over a week, so things are starting to get interesting in terms of what I am putting together. This afternoon, it's going to be some grilled cheese and tomato soup, so I'm going to show you a really simple way to put a quick tomato soup together with pantry ingredients.
So you don't even have to use everything that I have here. The key ingredients is going to be the tomatoes, which you can even do whole peeled tomatoes. You could do tomato sauce. Anything will work. But the three key ingredients are going to be the onion, butter, and the tomatoes. I do like a little bit of broth or bouillon in mine. I seem to be out of vegetables, so I'm going to use just a little bit of chicken broth. And then I also have some flour here because what I'm going to do is I'm going to thicken it with a quick roux that I'm going to make from the onion and butter mixture. All right, you'll see here that I melted about 3 tablespoons of butter. And now I have my onion that I'm going to add. Because I'm going to do some flour later on, I did dice it. If you're going to skip the flour, you could probably even do big chunks of onion if you're feeling lazy. Because the onion's really there for flavor, not much else. And we're going to be either processing this with an immersion blender or running it through a regular blender later. So I'm just adding these guys, and I'm going to stir it around and saute for probably about 3 to 4 minutes until they get on the translucent side before I add my flour. Okay, my onions are a nice color. I did add a little bit of salt and pepper for seasoning. And now I'm just gonna add my flour. It's just a couple tablespoons. And I'm going to just mix this until it's well incorporated with the onion mixture. So probably about 2 minutes or so. And then just gonna add in the tomatoes. I've added my tomatoes, and again, it doesn't matter what kind of tomato product that you use because this is all going to get blended later on. But now I put the bouillon in there, and I'm also going to take that same container that had the tomatoes, and I just filled it with water because remember, we are making a soup and not a sauce. Okay, everyone, at this point, we are just going to let this guy come to a boil. Then we're going to lower it to a simmer. Be sure to taste it and adjust any seasonings. And then we'll let it simmer for about half an hour before we blend it. We did our simmer, and this did reduce probably about a quarter. I just filled my Vitamix, and I'm going to go blend. Our soup has been blended. It even took on a slightly orange hue from just the power of the blender. At this point, your soup is ready and good to go, but if you want it a little thicker or a little creamier, you could do something like a cornstarch slurry, which is just like a little bit of cornstarch and water, or you can add some cream, some heavy cream, maybe a little bit of cream cheese. That'll all thicken it, but I'm going to keep this dairy-free beyond the butter because I'm also going to be having the grilled cheese in a little bit. With grilled cheese, I am a grilled cheese purist, so I just do either sandwich bread or any sliced bread. Preheat my skillet a bit, a couple minutes, and I like just standard old American cheese. I butter the bread instead of buttering the skillet because I think it produces better results. All right, I have this guy on here. You can hear a tiny bit of sizzle, hopefully. I'm not sure through my earbuds if you can or not. And then I'm just going to flip this over once when it gets golden brown. And then when it's near the end of cooking, I'm just going to put a cover on it to melt the last bit of cheese. Again, this is a nice color. My cheese isn't quite melted as much as I want, so I am just going to throw a cover on this. Probably have this on here for about 30 seconds to a minute, and grilled cheese will be done. And that, my darlings, is how an American classic is done.